you seen Star Wars?
A lot of Star Wars fans have been kind of confused on what's going on with the Book of Boba Fett and Mandalorian Season 3, if they're both filming at the same time, what's been filming. It seems like Book of Boba Fett has been filming for almost half a year, and that's a lot longer than what we expected it to film for, and we thought Mandalorian Season 3 was filming starting back in like April, because we saw Pedro Pascal post a picture in his Mandalorian armor. He was in LA shooting for a Star Wars series, and so of course we would all think, well, it's Mandalorian Season 3. Well, now we have some clarification from Collider. They came out with a new article, and they said that a lot of sources are saying that the Book of Boba Fett will be the Mandalorian Season 2.5, with characters from the Mandalorian slated to appear in the series, and that includes the actress who plays Fennec Shand, and of course we have Pedro Pascal, who's likely going to be in the Book of Boba Fett as well. But now, they do say that Season 3 of The Mandalorian is not currently heading into production. That's because the LA stages are at the moment, in use by the upcoming Star Wars Obi-Wan Kenobi series featuring Ewan McGregor, and they said that they hear the plan is for The Mandalorian Season 3 to begin filming at the end of this year, or very early in 2022, which means it will likely release in late 2022 at the earliest. And that's kind of sad. I mean, in all terms and purposes, that is a delay for The Mandalorian, because we had been told for a while now that they were going to shoot almost immediately after the Book of Boba Fett was finished, if not when Season 2 finished airing. And now we don't have that. Now we're not going to get The Mandalorian at all in 2021, which was already expected, but now we're going to get it even later in 2022. A lot of people were speculating that we would get it in the first half of 2022. Well, now we're going to get it at the end of the year. I don't think this is awful news. I will say this. I feel like this means they have a lot of confidence in the Book of Boba Fett. The fact that they're bringing in Din Djarin into that story and making this Season 2.5 for The Mandalorian, that could mean a lot. It could show that Seasons 3 for The Mandalorian takes place many years after Season 2, maybe even if it's just a year or two. That would be a significant time jump in our universe, and Book of Boba could cover that. It could fill that gap, and we could see a lot of characters return, like Cobb Vanth. We've heard recently that I think Bossk is going to show up in the series as well. So there's a lot riding on this series, and I think that Lucasfilm's mindset is going to be that we're going to get some live-action Star Wars content this year in 2021, and that will be the Book of Boba Fett, and that will continue the story that we've had for The Mandalorian starting way back in 2019. So it's still going to keep that tradition of having every year live-action Star Wars content. 2019 was Season 1 of The Mandalorian, 2020 was the second season, and then in this year, 2021, we get the Book of Boba Fett, so in 2022, we go back to The Mandalorian. And we also heard that Book of Boba is going to have a Season 2, and that's because the patches that they gave out to the crew members, including the shirts and whatnot for the production, they had the Buccaneer, which is likely the working title for Book of Boba, and they had Buccaneer, and then below that it said Season 1. So likely a Season 2, which would be interesting, but that does mean that Lucasfilm is really trying to make this multi-show narrative tie-in together. The Mandoverse is what we've been calling this, which is the Book of Boba, the Mandalorian, the Ahsoka Tano series, and Rangers of the New Republic. All that is being created by Jon Favreau and as well as Dave Filoni, and they're working in a collaboration to build all these stories together. And I like that. I like the fact that this is going to be Seasons 2.5 of The Mandalorian, and it's going to feature Din Djarin. I don't want this to be Cameo City like we've seen with The Bad Batch, like we've seen with Mandalorian Season 2, but I think they can pull off the cameos pretty solidly with the Book of Boba, since he has a lot of past relationships with characters like Bossk, Din Djarin, Fennec Shand, characters like that, even Cobb Vanth, all of them showing up. That would make sense in relation to Boba. If it doesn't make sense to him, if it's someone like a Jedi, if it's Ahsoka Tano or something like that, that would make no sense in my opinion. But maybe we don't have to worry about that this time around. This makes me a little bit more confident in the Book of Boba. That makes me more excited that it's going to be a series that we should pay attention to, and that is going to have some impact on the Star Wars universe, and that it's not just some spin-off that they're doing just to give you a character that you already know. It seems like he has meaning, and I like that. It feels like TEMUERA Morrison's really going to get his time to shine in the next 4 to 5 years, and I like that. And I think this means that The Mandalorian really does have this planned out future that Jon Favreau and maybe even Dave Filoni have written down for the foreseeable future, because there's so many shows that they're integrating into the Mandalorian's narrative that I'm kind of confident that we're going to have a big finale, and it's going to include characters from all the shows that deal with the Mandoverse. It's going to include Boba Fett, it's going to include Fennec Shand, it's going to include Din Djarin in some way, possibly Bo-Katan, Ahsoka Tano herself, and then anybody from Rangers of the New Republic. We don't know when that's coming out, but it's pretty clear at this point that Lucasfilm has a lot of confidence in Jon Favreau as a storyteller in the Star Wars universe, but also as this creative mind who can bring in multiple shows into this big finale and this big overarching narrative. I'm sad to hear The Mandalorian's been delayed, but I think considering that it's in place of the Kenobi series, a lot of people are going to be okay with that. We really want the Kenobi series. We want to see Mandalorian Season 3 as well, but if you had to pick which one would you rather see first, I think because we haven't seen Kenobi back in so many years, a lot of people are going to pick Obi-Wan Kenobi. But tell me your thoughts in the comment section below. What do you guys think about the Book of Boba filming for not only longer than expected, but being season 2.5 for The Mandalorian, and The Mandalorian season 3 coming out later in 2022 than we anticipated? Is this a good sign? Is this a bad sign? I don't think we have anything to really worry about, but I also want to know what you think about the story implications of this. How big of a role is Boba Fett going to be now for Din Djarin? Tell me your thoughts in the comment section below. Thank you all for watching. If you like this video, please give it a like. It helps out the channel. And if you want to support, become an Only fan. How do you do that? All you got to do is press subscribe, hit the notification bell, and you will stay up to date in the latest news in Star Wars. Thank you all for watching. I'm Star Wars Only. I will see you all next time, and may the Force be with you always.